Alright, so this will be part 8 of my Splinter Pandora Tomorrow 80% tutorial. With this video, we'll be taking a look at the 8th and last mission in the game, which is the LAX International Airport. It's a pretty simple mission, I'd say. There's nothing extremely difficult in this mission, especially for beginners, but there's a somewhat tricky fight in the last checkpoint, and then a bit of combat that isn't too difficult in the first checkpoint. Alright, so as soon as you gain control, you want to go into the weapons menu and equip the ring airfoil rounds on the SC-20K. So right off the bat in this mission, we're going to do a skip. Normally there's this truck you're supposed to hide inside in order to get inside the airport. And I'll demonstrate what that looks like here. You can see there's this truck coming down the driveway here. That's the truck we need to hide inside. Alright. Like I said, there's this truck here. You wait inside the truck. And the truck will drive inside the airport here. I suppose if you're new, you could do this in a run, but it would waste a bunch of time.
Alright, Fisher. You're inside LAX. You're kidding. That was way too easy. Basically, we've got gaps in the armor. And you're not the only visitor that slipped through. And the last
So you have to wait until the truck stops here for you to gain control again.
LAX employees. I'd be willing to bet they're still fresh from a smallpox vaccination.
There you go.
So you may be able to ID them by their higher than normal body temperature.
But you obviously don't want to do that if you're going for an optimal run, because that's really slow. What you can instead do is just run through the parking lot here. Go inside the entrance like this, and you're inside the airport. Takes much less time than waiting through the truck, as I just showed you. Anyways, once you're inside the airport, you want to stop right around at that corner. Zoom in with this SC-20K scope and shoot out these lights. If you happen to make the guard suspicious like that, don't worry about it. You want to shoot this light out so the bodies don't, so the guard and dog's body don't get found once you shoot them down. Then you want to ring airfoil around the guard, then the dog. Fortunately, the dog was in a really unfortunate position, so it was kind of hard to shoot him there. So yeah, depending on the positioning of the dog and the guard, relative to the guard, it can be kind of difficult to shoot him, as you're seeing here. There's no real way to teach you how to react to that. You basically just have to react on the fly. Something I can really teach you in a tutorial. Now once you've taken care of both of those enemies, you want to equip the sticky shocker on the SC-20K, and then take care of this guard that's in the room there by shooting him down. The idea behind this mission is there's 9 mercenaries disguised as LAX employees that are trying to guard soft, and we have to kill those guards in order to progress with the mission. An easy way to tell them apart, if you're new and for you it's kind of hard to tell which is which. The LAX employees that are actually mercenaries have lighter uniforms. This guard being one of them. Anyway, you want to go up and shoot this guard. Sometimes he'll whoops, I have to shoot him real quick. There we go. Sometimes he walks out of the room to investigate the shots that you made if he happens to see you, or get suspicious rather, while you shoot ring airfoil rounds at these enemies. If he does that, then just spray shots into him. You can also use the scope and then get a headshot on him if you want. Either way, you want to take care of that security guard and go up to the store. As you open the door, I'm going to do a quick save quick load for a buy check skip. Go in this room, then immediately knock this guard out. Then run up to the store and enter the keypad code. The code for this store is 1387. Go in here and then knock this guard out. As soon as you knock the guard out and he falls to the floor like that, quick save and click load for another buy check skip. Alright, and this is where the bit of difficult combat begins, where you have to knock out these, where you have to kill these employees that are actually mercenaries. First, shoot a sticky shocker at that guard on the right, and zoom in with the scope and kill that guard on the left. Whoops. Accidentally shot him. If you shoot the second guard with the sticky shocker early enough, like that, the other guard will get alerted and look away, or look towards where the body was, which makes it kind of easier to shoot him, and that's what I do in my runs. Makes it easier to line up like that. Crouch glitch in this dark area so you don't get seen, and before that bring out your pistol, and shoot out this light, and get a headshot on that guard with a red laser sight, and do the same on this guard. Then knock out this guard so he can't pull an alarm on you. Go up here, turn off the night vision so it's easier to see the red laser sight, and shoot out that light. There's a police officer at the other end here, but you can ignore him. Then get a headshot on this guard. Once his body falls to the ground, quick save, quick load for a buy check skip. Cycle through your inventory to bring up the SC20K. And press tab once, or whatever button you have for the inventory, to cycle through to the gas grenade. And then shoot it down the hallway here. The angle isn't that tight, it's actually very lenient. But you just want to shoot a gas grenade down the hallway, and then just run through here. And then you shouldn't get seen by the employee that's in the next room. And when I bring up the SC20K, press tab once again to bring up the ring airfoil rounds, and then stun the guard with it. And then roll through here. Bring out SC20K once again. Press tab or whatever button you have set to the inventory button to bring up your sticky shockers. And go upstairs, and that's the end of the first checkpoint.
Fisher, we have additional intel. It seems they
Oops, I accidentally used the snake cam there. That's okay, I just have to load the temp save. As soon as you load in, switch to the pistol, then open the door. And get a headshot on this guard with the red laser sight. And knock out both of these guards. If this guard happens to get away from you, that's fine. You just have to be sure that he doesn't pull an alarm on you. And if you follow the route exactly as I'm doing here, he shouldn't be able to get away from you, get so far away from you that he triggers an alarm before you can get to him. I'll demonstrate this a few more times so you can get the hang of it. And of course, if you have trouble with this, just watch my inputs. And I'll do it one more time after this. Alright, one more time. Alright. So upcoming, there's supposed to be a door that you use a keypad code on, which by the way is 5325. There's a handy guard over here. I'll open the door for you. So just wait until this guard opens the door, and then go in. Then knock out that guard once you get in the doorway and he opens the door. Or once he opens the door and you get in the doorway. There's this camera at the end here, but you can pretty easily avoid it by shooting out one of these lights. There's a couple of ways you can go about shooting the light. You can either use the red laser sight and the pistol, or what I use in my runs, or what I do in my runs rather, which is I bring out the SC20K, zoom in with the scope, and then shoot the light. Then once you have that taken care of, you want to run down the hallway. Where you have to be in the hallway to avoid getting seen by the camera is very lenient. Although generally what I do is I hug the right side of the hallway until I get to the bottom of the stairs. And I hug the left side so I can do a tight turn there. So I get to the door. There's a semi-precise shot you can go for on this guard where as soon as you open the door, bring out the SC20K and zoom out with the scope. Usually he's like walking over there, but apparently he's walking away in that specific instance. Either way, you want to kill this guard right here. He's another mercenary disguised as an employee. I just want to get a headshot on him, ideally. Then knock out this guard, of course, before he pulls an alarm on you. And once you've knocked out both of those guards, do a quick save, quick load for a buy check skip, and then another quick save, and then another few quick saves and quick loads after that, until the dialogue is done. Because in the next room, you want to do a whistle to distract a guard, and you won't be able to whistle while that dialogue is playing. So you want to get that dialogue done and over with before you whistle in the next room. Anyways, go in the next room. As soon as you open the door, bring out the SC20K, sticky shock this guard, and that other guard in the distance. Just like that. Knock out this guard, and as soon as you knock him out, whistle like that, and run over to this guard and knock him out. Demonstrate that room a few more times, so you can get a better hang of it. And whistle, by the way, is another keybind I recommend you change if you remember my suggested keybind changes from part 1, because the default keybind for whistling is the V key, which can be kind of awkward when you're using WASD for movement. I personally stick with V because I've become used to it, but it can be kind of annoying for new players. So I recommend that you change that keybind in particular. That's just something that you're comfortable with. Anyway, I'll demonstrate this room one more time. Knock out that guard, and then whistle as soon as you knock him out. And knock out this guard. The convenient thing about doing this room that way is, with some older strats us runners used to use in this room, we would have to do a buy check skip as soon as we got through that door. Otherwise, we get an alarm pulled on us. And in this case, with this mission, you instantly fail the mission if you get any alarms whatsoever. So with this method, we don't have to do any buy check skips. Because buy check skips with the current timing method for this game end up taking extra time if you do it unnecessarily. So being able to not do a buy check skip there is pretty neat. Anyways, you want to take care of those guards like I showed you. And run over here. Equip the pistol because you're going to be shooting out some lights in a second, and it's easier to shoot those lights with the pistol. So these lights right here. Shoot this light, and this light. Then bring out your thermal vision, and then bring out the binoculars, which you bring out by pressing the scope button when you don't have a weapon out. And as soon as the audio cue plays, that little boom, go back into night vision and then go out of the binocular view as well. Go in the elevator. Like before with the elevators in Komodo and Jakarta, you just want to press space twice and that'll activate the elevator. Just like that. Then take this time while the elevator is going up to reload the ammo in both of your guns. And then jump up through the hole. Don't worry about the fact that this grate is here. It doesn't actually exist, and you can go through the opening without shooting it. Looks kind of funny. And there's a little skip we do here in this elevator. Now you're supposed to climb up the elevator shaft like this. And there's some fancy platforming you'll see here. If I can demonstrate correctly, that is. You jump over here and climb on this pipe. I don't think it's that pipe actually. I think it's a different one. But yeah, you jump over here and grab onto this pipe. Or no, I think it's a different one. Yeah, you climb up this pipe, or not pipe, but electrical wiring in the elevator shaft. You use that to get up right around here. Move over. Then get up on top of the elevator shaft that way. But there's a slightly faster method you can use for getting up the elevator shaft, which is once you get up from the elevator shaft, point your camera in around this direction to where the pipe you see behind Sam is roughly in the middle of the screen. Around right there should be good. Then run up to the pipe by just simply holding forward, and he'll grab the pipe like this. And once you have Sam in this state, which you'll know correctly if he's going up the pipe with his legs swinging to the side like that, just move up the elevator shaft. Alright, and you'll see right here, once we get to this point, that there's this screw right next to me. You want to try to get on top of that screw, like I showed you with the other method, to get on top of this elevator. The general way I judge when to drop down onto the screw is you see this elevator door right next to me. You want to basically drop once I think Sam's shoulders get past the elevator doors. So once Sam's shoulders get past the elevator door, drop down onto the screw. You want to turn far enough right so you don't fall down the elevator shaft when you try to drop down. Around right there should be good. There you go. And then the way to get on top of the elevator is pretty simple. The angle for it is pretty lenient. You basically just want to face around the direction I'm at right now, and hold forward, and you'll get on top of the elevator. Yeah, like you can see here, the angle for getting on top of the elevator is pretty lenient. If you're really scared about doing this, what you can do to ensure that you get on top of it is just do a jump. Or, actually that didn't work. You basically just want to hold forward once you get on top of the screw, and like I said, the angle is pretty lenient. Because it might look like you'll fall, but once you get towards the edge here, Sam will automatically pull himself up like that. And that happens with almost every possible angle you could do this trick from. So it's really pretty simple. You want to crouch down to get to this crawl space. Keep holding forward because if you do that, you'll land on this railing, which is important for this little bit. Once you land on the railing, you want to run over here to where this light is. Then jump over here to get to this ladder. You basically want to do this because there's a fight coming up, and going to this point right here gives you a better vantage point to work with. There's a Scarred you can see running along, walking along the catwalk. You want to go into night vision so you can see him and the other guards better in this fight. There's 3 guards you have to kill, and this is the first one. For this one, you just want to get a quick headshot. Once you shoot him, go up the ladder. fine if you take damage because we're on normal difficulty. And you can see there's 2 guards at the end of the catwalk here. You want to get a headshot on both of them. Or you don't have to, but getting a headshot is ideal. You can just spray shots into them if you want to. Alright, once you're done with that, you can go back into night vision if you want to. It's not strictly necessary though. And you have plenty of time to run up to the ND-133 there, which is the end objective of this checkpoint, because it's just at the end there, and we have, as of when I start saying the sentence, around 40 seconds. So you just have to run up to the ND-133. And time is when Sam loses control as you run up to the ND-133, which I'll demonstrate here. Right there. Another cue you can use if you're not used to, if you want to rely on audio cues, is if you remember from before when I mentioned the audio cue of the when the OPSAT conversation starts, that'll happen here as well. As soon, basically at the exact same time, Sam loses control. So you can use that as an audio cue for when to split at the end there. Yeah, either way you want to run up to the ND-133, and as soon as you lose control or the OPSAT audio plays, that will be time. So right there. And you can watch the ending cutscene if you want at the end of the run. Be warned though, because on the PC version of the game, at least with the settings I use, the ending cutscenes really like to freeze and sometimes cause the game to crash. If you really want to watch the ending cutscene though, what I usually do as a precaution is on that last text box of the conversation, I just do a quick save, quick load, so I have a quick save to revert back to if the ending cutscene crashes. And what I usually also do as a precaution is I let the mission complete fanfare fully play out. And it's pretty obvious when the game freezes during the FMV as well. Like right there, it just froze. I'll try this a few more times and hopefully I can get the ending cutscene working. And usually on the second time onwards, when trying to get the cutscene to work, I just mash through the ending fanfare there. Alright, we didn't get the freeze this time. Although usually once you're not entirely out of the woods yet. The game could still crash during the rest of the cutscene, during a certain portion later in the certain bit later in the cutscene. Which, by saying that, I probably jinxed it real hard, but we'll see. Looks like we're fine, because usually when the game crashes during the cutscene, it's at that specific point where Sam lays down the ND-133 on the ground. So I guess once you get past that point, you're essentially fine. It might be different for you, though, depending on the settings you have on your version of the game. Looks like I got it on the second attempt, which is good. I actually tend to crash pretty frequently on the ending cutscene, so it's good that I got to work for the tutorial. But yeah, that's the final part of my Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow any % tutorial. I sincerely hope that this tutorial was helpful for you learning the speedrun. Pandora Tomorrow is a great speed game. It really is. And hopefully this tutorial encourages more people to run the game. But yeah, this has been my Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow Any Percent tutorial. I have been Nerd Squared, and I hope this is helpful with learning the run.